Today, on the Follow Bridgeton Podcast, where we highlight the people and organizations that make Bridgeton, New Jersey, I speak with Michell Azpiri and Brittney Ingersoll, Director and Librarian respectively at the Bridgeton Public Library. We talk about the new programs and changes coming to the library and how it fits in to the Bridgeton community. Hello and welcome to the Follow Bridgeton Podcast. My name is Gavin Schweiger. I'm Assistant Editor of Follow South Jersey, and today I'm talking with Michell Azpiri and Brittney Ingersoll. Michell is the Director of the Bridgeton Public Library, and Brittney is a librarian. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Very well, thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, of course, no problem. So tell me a little bit about you guys. How did you get involved with the library, and what are you guys doing now?
It's a very strange story. We joined the board at the same time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were interviewed by the mayor at the same time as board members.
Yes.
Well,
Can you tell me a little bit about that story?
We were referred by someone who already sits on the board, and then they set up a meeting with the mayor, and we had our interview, and he was pleased with what he heard, and so he immediately appointed us to be part of the board of the library. So we started out there, just being part of the board to help make decisions in the day-to-day of the library. And at the time, there was no acting director. Mm-hmm. So that's the very beginning.
yeah. So Michelle became acting director as the vice president of the board, and at the time I was president of the board. And then the position opened up, so she became the library director. So she left the board, and then a position opened for the library at a time I was looking for a job, and I left the board to become a librarian for the library.
Gotcha. So can you tell me a little bit about your time on the board and kind of making those decisions for the library? What was that like?
It was strange because we were on the board for a very short time. Joined at the end of 2024.
For me, it was midsummer.
Okay.
It was like August, I think, when we started.
Yeah. So then we were only on the board for a full year. Before.
Yeah.
But it was interesting because at the time the board was handling stuff that boards usually don't handle because of the lack of the library director. Our board meetings have gotten a bit shorter over the time, but it was different being on a board in which you also somewhat had to handle stuff with the staff as well.
Yeah, while being on the board, I implemented a lot of the policies that the library never had in all of its existence, and the library has been there since, over 100 years. So, but there was no attendance policy, bullying policy, the standard HR policies, there was none for the library. So those were things that I created and presented to the board, and it was approved. Things like that, that's where she said that we were doing a lot of the day-to-day stuff that normally would have gotten done by a director position, but although there was many directors throughout the years prior to our time, it was just never done. So there was a lot of cleanup, and that was the reason why I felt the need to step down as vice president of the board and become the director when the position was finally available, because there's a lot of real work that needed to get done in there, and I have the background to do it, so I did it.
Okay, so you guys worked on the board, and then you kind of ended up in your respective roles. Mm-hmm. Michelle, you were talking about how you wanted to enact, more change mm-hmm. as director of the library. So how has that been going for you since you become director?
It's a work in progress. It's been great ever since Brittney joined the team. She's so beneficial. She brings a lot of knowledge to the table, and she's very invested, I would say, to help in doing everything. It's good to work with same-minded people. You know what I mean? We have the same goals for the library, so it's good. We're doing more events, different kind of events, try to bring new things things that are more trending with the youth. We're trying to reestablish the teen club, which it's already a work in progress, so hopefully we'll have it up and running within the next 30 to 60 days at most. Other events, just, for all ages, youth, then children and adults as well. And there's a possibility of also doing a business center at the library. That's a goal that I'm working on. I started working on that in 2024. It's still a work in progress. I'm hoping to get it, at least start the stages of getting it up and running this year is my goal for the business center, which that will give me the ability to be able to have all kind of different computer classes, like beginners classes, because there's a lot of patients that come in that we're literally helping them constantly with the most basic, simple stuff. So it's to have free classes for the community where they can learn basic computer skills, how to print something, how to go into your email, how to create a resume. That's something to help them find jobs, because we help them a lot with those kind of things. How to apply for housing, different kind of needs. Everybody has different needs here in the community that they don't know how to do it online. And everything is online nowadays. So those are the things that we want to try to put together programs that will continue to help them do that, and hopefully put just a full-blown business center to do all those things. And then, I want to do also an entrepreneur class in there and help people to establish their own business if they want, the basics on how to make those things kind of happen. Those are the different goals that I'm working on right now.
Awesome. And Brittney, since you've joined as a librarian, how has your work been going for you?
It's been going really well. I like the position much more than being on the board, just because it feels like I can do more in the day-to-day. I'm used to being the one, I'm used to work, being the one doing the things instead of making the decisions. But yeah, we've been working on, which we started last year before I joined the staff, weeding all of our books, going through and cleaning out, which is it sounds scary, but it's a normal library a procedure, and it gives us space to buy new books. So it's been really exciting to refresh our selection, our catalog, and kind of look at material that speaks more to the needs of the area as well. And then, like Michelle said, we're working on the teens programs, working on just different programs and ways to get people into the space as well. And it's nice being kind of on the front line of breathing new life into the library, and kind of bringing it to another level as well.
Yeah, you said breathing new life. Can you expand a little bit upon that? Was the library doing okay before, or is it more you guys are just improving on something that was already okay?
I think the library was doing great all the way to 2019. COVID happened, and it just caused everything to just end. So when we did finally reopen the library, nobody was coming back. The teen program just completely disappeared. No one ever returned. It's so much time went by that it's just they found new things to do, and they just didn't come back to the library. Up to just recently, now we have teens all again coming in and doing things like that. So that's just why we're having an interest to reestablish the teen program. We think it's a wonderful thing to provide a safe environment where everybody can get together as the youth and do what they do, whatever they want to do, work on projects. Sometimes they come in to do a mock trial, which is what's going on right now for a school project. And if they just want a place to hang out that's safe and have a good time, we want that to be our place. You know what I mean? It's very local, easy to get to, so, and our hours, it gives them, we're open all the way to 7:45 p.m. so they can come straight after school, and they have plenty of time to work there, to do things, study for SATs, whatever the case may be. We want to be able to provide all of that for them.
So you keep mentioning the teen program, and just for people who might not be aware, what's included in this teen program that you're building, and what do you hope to get out of it?
So we're in the stage right now where we are collecting contact information of people who come in that are interested in participating in it, and we are in the process of organizing meetings to create activities and a schedule of programs and events for the upcoming months. And some of the stuff as well has overlapped to like younger adults as well. So maybe like 18 to in their early 20s or 20s as well. So one of the things that came up that our current president has mentioned is maybe like a game night. So we're open to, and then like maybe an arts and crafts. So that someone else from the community that we're working with has suggested. So we're kind of in the idea stage right now, but we're hoping to have a meeting as early as next week to start nailing down programs and dates that we can start advertising for right away.
Yeah. So putting on these events and this teen program that's kind of in the works, has that been working so far to bring new people, or like you said, breathe new life into the library?
We don't have too many examples because it's so early this year. Our next program coming up, we have a kids program coming up next. Actually, we have our film series this Saturday. We'll be watching Malcolm X. So that will be our first event of the year where we'll see what that looks like. But last year we did programs. We did a scrapbook. A collage workshop. Mm-hmm. And we had a great attendance, and we had people that we've not seen before come, and everyone really enjoyed it. We've seen it in the past, but now that we're both not on the board and we're both now there on the day-to-day, it gives us more time to be more intentional and really plan those things out, and now really start being able to see hopefully the good turnout.
Yeah.
Like, we're in February, so we have this coming up is to make Valentine's cards. Mm-hmm. We have an event at the library coming up to do that. Mm-hmm. And she also has an event for Valentine's, which is reading. Yeah,
it's an evening of love. We've been purchasing new titles, so we got all of these contemporary romance books, so they'll be out on display and first time be available to borrow, and we're gonna have just light refreshments, a reading of some old love letters, just to hopefully build up the book, but also let people just mingle.
So, we've been talking about some of the, I guess, specific aspects of the library that you guys are working on and want to, bring more people in and kind of become a bigger part of the community, if that's accurate. So can you tell me a little bit about how the library's place in the community maybe has changed over time and where you seem to be heading?
Well, right now, recently, primarily, we've been serving as a warming center and a cooling center. So a lot of the library gets used mostly for that, and other than our events that we hold there. And like I said previously, we're trying to just do more with the community by bringing in other things like the business center and other programs to help, workshops and things of that nature. Also, we have future plans for the museum area to bring in people that way as well. As once people start with everything, we're collaborating also with the plans that the city is also trying to do as well, bringing tourists back to the downtown. So that's why we want to get the library set up in a position where when the tourists come in, they'll be able to, one of the stops will be the library because we'll have a lot to offer.
Yeah. You mentioned this museum, which you guys had also brought to me before our conversation today. Can you tell me a little bit about what this museum project is?
So currently, it's the space that a lot of people know is the Woodruff Museum. It's a collection of indigenous material, and that's currently being moved to a new museum building in Greenwich. So we're collaborating with the Cumberland County Historical Society to continue using that space for museum purposes. So they're going to be loaning us material to have for display, and we also are going to reach out to the public to see if individuals are interested in loaning us stuff to put on display for themed exhibits as well.
We're trying to make it a multicultural museum. Anything that we can display, and I'm also planning on talking with the mayor actually soon to find out, he was always talking about bringing a Black History Museum to Bridgeton, so I want to get with him to see if there's something that we can do in the meantime. I know that that's still a project that he's working on, but if there's a way for us to start to begin to display things, if he has a connection, we can just hold on to his material and display it in the meantime at the Bridgeton Public Library as well for that.
So what's the goal of having, this multicultural kind of, comprehensive local museum? What do you want people to get from this?
I would say to share the history of Bridgeton, and also all of the different type of people that are in Bridgeton and that have made Bridgeton as well. I think Bridgeton, I'm not from Bridgeton, I'm originally from Vineland, and before I started working at the library, I was the curator of the Cumberland County Historical Society, and while there, I just grew this love for Bridgeton. And I think that it's important that we share the history and the people that have made the city what it is and continue to make the city what it is in terms of the future.
And that's what Bridgeton is known for, being the #1 historic city. And, if the more that we can feed into that and provide people that, for them to go visit and see and learn, it's great. I mean, people come from so far away, I can't even tell you, just for the Woodruff Museum. So being able to provide a multicultural historic museum, I think would be so wonderful. And I know people will travel from far just to come here to see it. And like I said, it will continue to fulfill that. Bridgeton is continuing to be the #1 historic district. And that's what we would like to see happen.
Yeah, it seems like you guys are interested in growing in a similar direction that the city is moving.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a lot of activity from like the UEZ and city officials to bring more people, bring more activity. And how do you think that the library will kind of fit into this grander plan of, improved, grander, touristic Bridgeton?
I think for me, I think being a resource for people, I think that by improving and stuff like that, you need to invest in the people that are here. And I think being a resource, like Michelle said, helping people being able to apply for housing, food stamps, any resources that they need to thrive and to, and I think that's really important for us to be that space where, yeah, you can go hang out. It's a warming center, it's a cooling center. It's a space where I can go and they will help me with resources I need to live. And also there's books, there's material, like it's kind of like almost like a one-stop shop in a way, to make sure that when people need help, that they think of us and that they can come and get the help they need as much as we can.
Yeah, we can provide help, entertainment, safe environment, learning place. I mean, we're gonna be able to do it all. At the end of the day, that's what we wanna be. We wanna be that center location where everybody can come to do anything they need to get done. That's the bigger plan.
Seems ambitious.
It's very ambitious, but I work very closely with the UEZ. I sit on the board with the UEZ. So it's easier for me to align with them and to make sure, because the more people that can get together and work together for the same goal, we can make it happen in the city of Bridgeton, for sure. It's just everybody needs to get together and work together.
I think also that's what libraries are though.
Yes.
we're not asking to be like the greatest library in the world. That's what libraries are, and that's what we want I think that's what our library can be, and it's close. I think it's very close. I think it's just being more intentional with how we plan things and the programs we think of and the books we purchase and stuff like that.
Yeah, tell me a little bit more about the book purchasing. You guys said that you guys are kind of, I want to say, recalibrating the library catalog and modernizing it as well. Can you tell me a little bit about, I guess, how that process works and kind of what you want to get from it?
Yeah, so right now, kind of what I do is I think of genres. So my trick is I go on like Goodreads, Amazon, any other book reviews, and I kind of determine what's really in, what's trendy. But we're also working on growing our selection that's in Spanish. So we're looking at, once again, the same thing, but books that are in Spanish or popular Spanish titles. And then recently, with all of the ICE raids and everything, that made me look at books on immigration, knowing your rights, which is we're working with trying to organize a program for a knowing your rights lecture within hopefully the next month or so. Or like we have a lot of people that come in and they want their GED, so we like, okay, well then we'll buy books on GED, we'll buy them in English and Spanish. So it's looking at what the public wants and then also looking at what's popular and then also thinking what might be beneficial in the space that we're working in and that what needs might come up.
It seems like you guys are working in like a broader context of just what Bridgeton needs right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
When it comes to the books, events, business programs. So you mentioned ICE, and I would like to kind of touch on that a little bit if that's okay.
Yeah.
Since there's a lot of fear around that, even in New Jersey, though a lot of the big news is in Minneapolis and LA. So is that something that's on your minds kind of as a public space? I guess it might be, I don't want to say risky, but there are risks associated with just being a public space and kind of having this attitude where you want to help people. So I don't know if you can tell me a little bit about your feelings towards that, if that makes sense.
I mean, we have been outspoken on our Facebook. We have shared resources on how to protect yourself from ICE and links on lawyers you can get in touch with for free or low cost for immigration purposes, and any anti-ICE organizations.
We're not concerned with any backlash or anything of that nature.
No.
We just want the community to know that we're here for them, any information we can provide for them. If there's a group that wants to come in and use our space to have meetings and gatherings on it, we were more than happy. We have the space, we're more than happy to open it to them. When they were doing Trump rallies, there was multiple meetings held at the library in our meeting space there. So that space is there and it can be used for whatever it needs to be used for. So we're here to help the community, do what they need to get done.
Gotcha. So taking a little bit of a diversion on like a broader topic, not only has the Bridgeton Library kind of been affected by COVID-19 and I'm sure, just the expanse of the internet and cell phones, just the worldwide connectivity has shifted the place of libraries as a whole. Do you think that that's true also for the Bridgeton Library, and how maybe are you trying to work with that change?
I think it's almost maybe easy for us because we've started at the library with how it is technologically right now. But people using our computers has been one of the biggest resource. Like that hasn't slowed. I don't think that has slowed down. I mean, I'm sure it has, but we still have a lot of regulars, people needing to come in to print stuff. But we also have, through our service, you can also get Libby. So people have access to ebooks, audiobooks through the Bridgeton Library as well. But yeah.
Yeah. I've heard people who are like, oh, libraries are dying, or, they're becoming obsolete. But it seems like the Bridgeton Library, at the very least, is trying to become more relevant for the community. Are there any other ways that you might be trying to either incorporate like newer technology or, like you said with the business program, like you want to help people with this newer technology and the newer ways of doing things? Is there anything else that would be helping to kind of, I guess, bridge the gap between kind of the old ways that libraries work and kind of this newer landscape that we're in?
So when I think of newer technology, is like one thing, we're holding an event that our IT guy, Glenn, does every year. Sorry.
Maker's Day.
Maker's Day. And he did all of this work several years ago where he went around and recorded a bunch of aspects of the city that he's going to now do with like have it transcribed into like virtual reality. And we're working with...
Yeah, it's going to be presented on March 21st at the library during Maker's Day. So he's going to do virtual reality of the scenic area of the city of Bridgeton. So I think that would be very interesting. And we're going to be collaborating with Games on the Go. He's also going to be providing virtual reality activity during that day at the library, in conjunction with a slime party that's going to be going on, and some different other kind of
3D printing.
The 3D printing, right? Laser printing, where people will be able to inscribe their names onto like keychains and things of that nature. So it's like kind of like touching base all on STEM related items, because that's what Maker Day is about. So that's a program that we're going to do on March 21st at the library. And those are things that I think will, interest the young adults and teenagers to come in to be able to do those things. As far as being different from the old library aspects, when you think about libraries from back in the day, everybody always thinks it's just getting a book, you know what I mean? And it's not just getting a book. We're way more advanced now, and we're going to continue to be more advanced by providing all these other aspects of services and programs and events, where it's not just fun stuff, but learning stuff, and other stuff is knowledgeable stuff, because we bring out speakers and authors, and we're going to have so many different things going on. We bring out bands, so sometimes it's just a concert. It's going to be a little bit of everything.
Yeah. So you mentioned a couple times, collaborating with, you're also on the UAZ board, collaborating with Games on the Go for the Maker's Day. What does it mean to have these collaborations going on in the city with the library?
I think it's
wonderful. I mean, the partnerships that I've been able to establish in this past year, almost a year, I would say, it's been amazing. getting out there, networking. You know, I go to a lot of the chamber events. I also sit on the Business Alliance group with the chambers. It's been wonderful, and it's great to see how many people are willing to work with you. You will never know unless you're out there. You actually have to attend these places, and you'll be so surprised how many people would be willing to collaborate, and how many people are willing to also support the library. So we truly appreciate that, because the library definitely needs a lot of support. You know what I mean? It's not like we're a money-making library, because we're not. You know what I mean? So the income is very little, and we mostly run on grants and things of that nature, and any donations that people give. Like Eastern Sky, they donated to the library. They ran a 3-event series last year during the summer, and their contributions was all to the library. And there's other nonprofit organizations that have done the same thing for the library. Anything that anyone's willing to help the library, we just take that, and we take that money and we convert it into something that we can improve at the library. It's not like it goes to anything else. Everything is meant for either the computers that we need to make things happen, or the programs that we need to make things happen. So we just keep reinvesting that money into making more happen for the community, and continue our collaborations with everyone.
Mm-hmm. What are some of the, I guess, bigger challenges for you guys with your jobs at the library? Because I'm sure it cannot be all, can't be all new projects and sunshine.
I would say our biggest challenge, honestly, is back to the money topic, is operational money. Because grants are mostly for programs and events, so it's pretty easy to get that. And the donations a lot of people are always willing to donate, but it's specific, so it's what's called dedicated funds. So a lot of the money we get is dedicated funds, and it's very hard to get operational money, and that's where things happen. Like, we had the HVAC breakdown one time. I reached out to the public, the community came together, and then things happened, and it all worked out. Woodruff Heating actually came to the rescue at the end of the day, so that was great. But right now we're in the process of trying to replace the carpet at the library, because that hasn't been done in probably 2 decades.
Oh.
Yeah, so a lot of our furniture inside is dated and things of that nature. So we also need money to make the library also look well, not just, place to go and have things to do, but look presentable and things of that nature. I think that's our biggest challenge, is operational. You know what I mean? And even though we're a heating and cooling center, like, our bills are astronomical during the winter and summertime, and having the funding to cover all of those expenses. That's where our biggest challenge is.
Gotcha.
But everything else works fine.
Yeah.
But everything else for us is not a challenge as far as putting together programs and finding what people like. I think we do enough. We invest a lot of time in making sure that we're trying to bring the people what they need, and we make it a point to talk to them and ask them, what do you like, what do you need, what do you want? You know what I mean? I'm fluent bilingual Spanish, so I engage a lot with the Spanish community, as well as what their needs are, because their needs is just as important as everybody else's, and I want to be able to provide the same services that we provide to English-speaking customers to Spanish-speaking customers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brittney, do you have any specific challenges?
That is about
okay.
I've only been at the library since September, and I very much have enjoyed my time there. And I'm looking forward to the continuing months and years. It's the hardest thing is the money.
Yeah. How can people who might be listening, if they want to help the library, support the library, since it is a very, publicly supported thing, how can they do that?
Well, currently the only way to do donations to the library, if they wanted to provide a donation, would be either mailing a check in or coming in and bringing it in person. We don't have anything like set up online or anything like that where they can just make payments. It was something that was asked of us a few times that maybe we should try to set something up, but we haven't got that far to do that. That's pretty much where we're at right now. It would be nice to have the support, like Cumberland Mutual, they committed to give us an annual donation. It would be nice if like the bigger companies who have it and can do it would commit to something on a more regular basis that we can count on. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be a specific amount. Each time it can be something different. You know, we're not gonna put a number on it. It's like whatever you're willing to donate would be great. And you know, and if you want it to be dedicated or you want some kind of report as to where we spent the money, we will happily share it with you, because we know that everything we're doing is for the right reasons, and we will be happy to share that with anyone, and we would appreciate anything anybody can do for us.
Also, go on our Facebook page, look at our events, and come out to our events. We have a lot of events on there that we have scheduled. Our website too, but it's a little bit more organized on our Facebook page.
Yeah, Facebook and Instagram.
Yes, and Instagram.
So, you know, if you want to know where to go and if there's something that, you know, is there anything to do this weekend, check out the Facebook page for the library and the Instagram, and maybe you can stop by.
Most of our events, I think at this point, all of our Upseeing events, everything's free.
Yeah.
Is that how you plan for it to continue for free events?
Maybe at first, yeah, for the most part. Maybe if there's like stuff where we're providing like the material, there might be like a slight cost, but nothing crazy. I think we are planning on a paint and sip, so that's a fundraiser. So that one will be a cost, but those dates just aren't set yet.
Yeah. So I guess, what are you guys looking forward to most about these projects and the kind of future of the library?
I think just seeing it just become where this is routine. Where like we do the events and like, yeah, like I'm not saying the events are all the same, but like different, but just seeing people come, seeing the library refreshed, and just seeing that seeing that space and that stage.
Absolutely. And if we have programs, events, workshops, the business center, once that's up and running, because it will happen, just seeing people come in and walking out happy.
Yeah.
Because, you know, every time we do help people come in, when they come in with different things that they need. And there's one gentleman who used to come in all the time. He finally got the job that he wanted. And he was like, thank you. You guys made it happen. I appreciate you. And, you know, hearing that from the customers, it's been one here, one there. It always makes us feel good. Even just one voice saying that.
Yeah. Well, Michelle and Brittney, thank you so much.
Thank you
really
so much
appreciate
for
you.
having